The Ajazz AJ199. It's a $35 budget mouse, which is $6 more than the Attack Shark X3. So let's see if it's worth paying $6 more in this review.
Yeah.
The Ajazz AJ199 is using the PixArt3395 sensor, 1.0 transparent blue shell pink dot switches. It's only 1K polling. It can be used wired and 2.4 GHz wireless, and it has a 300 mAh battery that can last up to 40 hours. The skates are PTFE. As for the weight, the mouse has an interchangeable top shell. So for the solid shell, it comes in around 64 grams, and the shell with the holes is around 62 grams. And if you decide to use this without any top shell, it comes in about 57 grams. So I'm in the Philippines and prices may vary with other countries, but I got the Ajazz for $35 and the Attack Shark for just $29. I'll be comparing them both in the end, but let's start where we left off in the unboxing video, which is the skates. This one was very scratchy outside the box, and I actually used the skates for about a week to see if it needs to break in. It did break in, but it still felt scratchy, so I ditched it and slapped on some dots for a better experience. So I would suggest to get yourself some aftermarket skates for this one. Next up is the clicks. It's using 1.0 transparent blue shell pink dots, and the implementation feels good. It feels nice and tactile, but there's a bit of sponginess because of the pre and post travel of the clicks. Same for the side buttons and mouse wheel click. It feels spongy for me, but it doesn't really affect the in-game performance. It's just some nitpicks. Now, the software. It's pretty easy to navigate. You have your key settings here. I binded my DPI button to play and pause, as I only use 1600 DPI. And you can also adjust the debounce settings under here. I wouldn't recommend going lower than 3 ms as it can cause double clicking issues. On the next page, here you can set how many DPI you want. You can also set your polling rate, lift off distance or LOD, a little bit of lighting controls, and lastly, the macro settings. One of the things that I look for in a mouse is the weight. I like a mouse that is around 50 to 55 grams, and while this is at 64 grams, the solid shell still feels decent. So let's compare this to a mouse with the same shape and close price, which is the Attack Shark X3. Starting off with the shape, you can see that these are both very similar. But the Attack Shark X3 is 10 grams lighter, and the reason for that is that the Ajazz has a replaceable shell gimmick to it, and it has more plastic inside. The clicks on the Attack Shark feels more lighter, but it did not feel spongy compared to this. I'm actually loving the KL switches from the X3. In my opinion, the X3 has a better click, build, skates, weight, and most importantly, the price. It's much cheaper than the Ajazz AJ199, but my preference might be different from yours. You might be in favor of a 64 gram mouse and you like the interchangeable shell gimmick. If so, you can definitely go for the Ajazz instead of the Attack Shark. Personally, I would always recommend the X3 over the Ajazz, but that's just me. I mean, you do need to replace your skates with the Ajazz, and that's gonna cost you like $5 to $10 more for just a better experience on the mouse. While on the X3, you already have the full package for just $30, and I actually just replaced the skates for this one just to test it if it's gonna be better. But the stock skates are totally fine for the X3. The only issue that I encountered with this mouse is a little bit of sensor issues, but I actually got it fixed just by browsing Reddit, and there were some threads that can be helpful for you if you're experiencing the same sensor issue on the Attack Shark X3. So I will leave those links down below in the comments, and I will also link the GitHub link for you to fix the sensor issues. Let me know what you think of the AJ199 if you have it. Do you agree if the X3 is better or do you disagree? Let me know in the comments. That's it for the video. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.